way to Fostoria, and hey, Norfolk Southern shooting down the track, so what the heck, we stopped and get it. We're out here in the middle of nowhere. So what the heck, we're going to get a train. I think this is County Road 18 where we're at. One long intermodal here. All right, that was cool.
That was a good train.
But we gotta go. There's a car coming.
Marker 200. It looks like 285.
And we're at milepost 285 on this NS line here. So we're on our way to Fostoria. I'll get it right. All right, stick around. There's going to be plenty of action today. We're going two places.
Just some rail fans blocking the road.
All right, we're in Fostoria now. First train here. CSX Intermodal. Gonna come right around in front of me here. Heading around the curve. Not real sure about the directions and all that. So we're just gonna say going around the curve. Jawtooth and Joey boats are over that way. There's Joey. Difference here in Deschler is there's a track greaser right there next to that shanty, and you don't hear these wheels squealing nearly as bad as they do over in Deschler, which we're going to be over there after a while. It's about 30 miles from here. Two lone boxes in the middle of a bunch of empties. Yep, there's the greaser right there. That small gray box with a solar panel up on top. I was up here once, probably no, it's been more than that. Probably like 8 years ago. And none of this was here. They let them build that building right there, and it blocks the view because the NS tracks come up to the right of where the CSX tracks are and kind of go over through those trees a little bit. You can see the one crossing gate sticking up there. And you used to be able to sit over at the main platform over there, and you could tell which line had the trains on it, but now you can't see because of that building being in the way. In my opinion, it's kind of screwed this place up. But if you got the money, you can build it, I guess. That building went up about, I want to say 5 years ago, maybe a little more. Sounds like they're squealing pretty good over there in the middle of the curve. Oh, look at there. Got another train, another intermodal. So I don't know if we call this a meet or one passing another or a train race, whatever you want to call it. Or a 2 for 1. Got a bunch of empties going behind this loaded one now. Yep, there went the last one on the rear train. All right, there we go. He's just going to go around the curve and keep on going, and I'm going to walk back up the other way because there's a good chance there's an NS train waiting to get across now because he's got their tracks blocked. So I'm going to start heading that way. So yeah, we've been here 20 minutes and 2 trains. Yeah, what the heck. We'll go ahead and get the end of it. All right, there we go. We're just getting started. All right, here we go. We got another one coming. I'm guessing it's NS, but I don't know. It's hard to tell here. Nope, it's over there. Looks like a new locomotive on the front, or a nice clean one, $7.99. Whoa. Might help if I quit walking. Figures I was just over there. And that's where the train comes from. Got another horn blowing. I think we might have one coming. We're gonna have a meet, I got a feeling. Like I said, that's the only thing I don't like about this place. It's too spread out. And you don't know where the trains are coming from. Yep. Comes another intermodal. Yeah, I should have stayed over here. I'm trying to walk back without too much bouncing around. C.H. Robinson. I don't believe I've seen those before. Well, that was cool, even though I was far away. You did get a meet. All right, there we go. Hang around, we'll get some more. All right, here we go. We got an NS with vintage EMD power coming on down the line here. Boy, he's pulling hard. An SV and a Jeep. Loaded steel cars. Boy, this dude's heavy. No wonder he's pulling so hard. That's a big load of steel. It's still coming out of the yard up there. I've never seen this many loaded cars on a single train ever. And then to be pulled by a Jeep and an SD, that's pretty impressive. These cars are all loaded. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, love to know how many tons he's pulling. That's very impressive. And now you can see the CSX track right over there. Back before this building was built, you could walk over out to the edge of that parking lot right there and you could see which track the trains were coming on. coming up from that direction. Well, that's not happening anymore. But I guess that's progress. All right, well, man, we've only been here 45 minutes and already got all this action, so hopefully it keeps up, because we're going to head over to Deschler after this. Hey, Sunday night, first time I've been out in about 5 days here in Glendale. First train of the night. We've got a clear signal for a southbound. I hope he doesn't show up now, I won't see him. Alrighty, that's a good way to start right there. Okay, right there, we got a clear signal on Main 2 for a southbound, so I'm going to get down the other way and get him hopefully in front of the train station, so I got to get moving. Okay, here we go, comes that southbound. Looks like we got a mixed manifest here. It's not often that I get enough warning I can come down here in front of the station. Boy, he's not very long at all. Well, that was a quickie. Okay, well, that's still 2. It's plenty early. It's only about 5 o'clock maybe. So we'll see what happens. Okay, here we go. Hey, foreign power on a southbound here. Check this out. We got a grain train maybe. Empty grain train. Well, that was a surprise. I almost fell asleep on the park bench, and next thing I know, here comes the southbound. Well, we got 3. All right, as you can see, it's starting to get dark. This is the first train that's been through here in probably 90 minutes. He's on main 2. Looks like we got some mixed manifest here. And CSX.
3.5 track main 2, no defect. Repeat, no defect. Total axle 480.
I hope you could hear the axle count when the locomotives went by. I couldn't. All right. Well, let's hope that maybe they can get a couple more up here before it gets dark. That would be nice, because it's been... Well, Mikkel over there, he got here at 11 o'clock this morning, and he only got one train, and I got here at 4:30 this afternoon, so there was one train that went through here in what, 5.5 hours, and that's the fourth one I've gotten, so it's been a slow day. Hopefully that's going to change here real quick, like, though. All right. It's probably been 10 minutes since that last train went through. We got a surprise southbound, and we got an approach signal for a northbound on the track closest to me. So who knows? Possible meet. I wouldn't hold my breath, but hey, you never can tell. I heard right, they just called out Wyoming. I think the northbound is getting close. Just got a clear signal on track 2. Yeah, if I heard right, that northbound should be coming around the curve here in a few minutes. So stick around, we got another one coming. Okay, here we go. Comes that northbound. We just missed a meet by about 6 minutes probably. Looks like we might have auto racks here. Knock down that signal. Loaded auto racks. Looks like we're into the empties now. All right, folks, I'm up here in Midland, Ohio today, and got word that the I-know rock train was headed south. So here I am. I made it up here in time to get them coming into Midland. Up here where the old train station used to be that got burnt down about a year and a half ago. So I'm gonna get them here and then try to get them somewhere down south of here. It might be a trick catching them because the traffic's not the best this time of day. Loaded rock train. Got the cross. US 68. Curious to see if they put him on the siding because the Ohio Rail Experience passenger train is going to leave down in Cincinnati and head this way. And that's why I was out today. I've been sitting in Loveland for 5 hours waiting on it. And it never showed up. I heard this one was coming, so I just drove 20 miles out here. These get loaded at the Melvin Stone Quarry up just in Melvin, Ohio, just north of Wilmington. This is about the only train you're going to catch in the daytime on this line. Manifest train runs at night, so it's rock trains or nothing. Well, looks like he's going out on the main, so I don't think he's going on the passing track. Unless they're switching him back over a little further down there. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get in front of him. Try to get him one more time. Okay, folks, I'm up here in Blanchester and we got something special coming. They have a thing in Ohio that the Railroad Club, I forget what the name of it is, runs, Cincinnati Railroad Club, I think, every year. It's called the Ohio Rail Experience, and they use locomotives from the Lebanon, Mason, and Monroe Railroad, and it has to come up here through Blanchester to go to Washington Courthouse. That's where the first trips are originating from. And we've got an old Conrail unit and 2 nickel plates coming with 9 passenger cars right now. And he just got here. It's I want to say it's after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been out since 8:30 waiting on this train. Locomotive. That's cool. It's the first passenger train I've seen on this track since Amtrak quit running on here back in the late 70s or very early 80s. Now there's the stone train that I got earlier is sitting up around the curve up there. So this train's going to take the passing siding, and the stone train's going to be coming through here in a few minutes. So I'll get that. And Jaltuz and I are going to chase the stone train. So we'll see what happens. But that was really cool. All right, here we go, folks. Here comes that stone train. You got us a young rail fan over there. We can tell they fixed the tracks because they move now. All right, we're going to try to get it one more place, so I'm going to get off here because we're going to have to really hustle if we're going to catch them. Okay, I'm at Jackson Runyon Road, milepost 36 on the I&O Midland sub, and here comes the rock train one last time. Tell you what, they really move a lot faster than they used to. Now they got these new ties in. I don't think we can catch them again, but we might give it one more shot. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Yeah, what the heck, the local's coming back. Dropped Jawtooth off and I'm on the way home and the local rolled back in here, so what the heck. All right, I'm heading for home. Thanks for watching, everybody. Well, I figured what the heck, I've never gotten them coming home for the day before, so I hung around for a couple minutes. First time I think I can say I got 3 trains on the Midland Sum in one day. If you want to count this as a train. It's quitting time for those guys. Okay, now I'm going home. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. All right. Still in Camden. Got another one here. This is part 2. up the passing siding as well. I believe that's 29A. Still have one locomotive. Just waiting on my lunch now. Shorty, the Pepto-Bismol Express on the end. All right, run back in here and see if they got my lunch done yet. Okay, here comes 61C. Got busy in a hurry. About a mile and a half south of Camden now, heading back towards Hamilton. Saw him coming, pulled off the side of the road. See the signal on Camden. This one's going to take the siding as well, so they got to have one coming the other way here real soon. I'll go down here to the cemetery and wait a while. All right, there it goes. You can see they still haven't put the new rail in yet, but they're getting ready. They got all the tie plates laying there. They got the rail laying there. All they got to do now is get out here and do it. And I wish I knew which day they were going to. I'd be out here trying to film some of that. That's always pretty cool to watch. But I'm going to head down to the Somerville Cemetery now. We'll see if anything comes from that direction here real soon. So hang around. We'll see what happens. Okay, I stopped here at Somerville Cemetery on the way back to Hamilton from Camden. Heard this guy on the radio, so got a grain train coming here. Like an empty grain train. Yep, short, sweet, and to the point. Well, I'm going to run back to Hamilton and see if I can get a couple more there before I go home. So, stick around. Next spot will be somewhere different. Nice day out here today. This is a great spot to watch trains. I just wish this line was a little bit busier, but hey, still nice, just a nice place to watch trains.
Point 5, track, main, 1, no, defects, repeat, no, defects, total, axles, 3, 0, 2, detector, out.
All right, I've moved down to Glendale. There was nothing going on in Hamilton, so figured I'd come on down here. Looks like we got a CSX coming here, and there's a lot of power on the front of this guy. Maybe some foreign power too. Oh yeah. Camp Chase Railroad. Yeah, those babies are being taken somewhere else. Actually, that's this is Connorsville. They're heading up into Indiana someplace. Very interesting. Yeah, that was definitely interesting. Yeah, I might hang around here just a little bit longer and try to get one more. If I don't, that's probably going to do it for the day. This will be a little bit shorter video, but it is what it is. So if you don't mind, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Same old thing. I'm trying to get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't think I'm going to make it, but it's my goal. And the ads pay for the gas, so if you don't mind, watch an ad or two, that helps me tremendously. So with that, I'll let you go, and unless something else shows up, y'all have a great day. Well, as you can see, I didn't even make it back to my car and got a lunar light, so I figured I'd hang around and get this one before I have to deal with the onslaught of Friday traffic to get home. This looks like this might be an auto rack train, and I believe it's CSX as well. Could be a mixed manifest though. You know, I think it is a mixed manifest now that I can see a little bit better. So we got some panel track right up next to the locomotive. Yep. Like this might be a long one. So I got some truck frames coming. 80 frames per car.
Detector, milepost 13.5, track main 1, no defects, repeat, no defects, total axles 662. Detector out.
Sure, there's a DPU in here somewhere. I hear a rumble. Well, yeah, I want to wish all mothers out there a happy Mother's Day today. Hope you're having a great day. That was a good one. Well, that's going to do it for me, folks. I am being honest with you this time. I'm going home. Left my house at 8 o'clock this morning. It's going on 5 in the afternoon, so it's time to head for home. So thanks for watching, everybody, and y'all have a great day. And like I said before, I hope everybody out there's having all the mothers are having a great Mother's Day. So, and we'll catch you on the next one.